Hello everybody, it's Flesson19 and welcome to the Beta Branch 1.5.7 update for January 22nd. For the branch, we have had two hot fixes since release. I have covered both of them in previous videos, so I am not going to cover them here. If you would like to see them, just go to my playlist and look for the Beta Branch playlist, and they are in there. In fact, all of my Beta Branch updates, hot fixes, main patches for at least the last month and a half are going to be in that playlist, so you can backtrack and find something that you're exactly looking for. With that being said, there are still some issues out there. There's not a whole lot to go on, and the reason is because Tail World redid their forums. And what they did was is they took a lot of the old posts that hadn't been marked as resolved, and they marked a whole bunch of them as resolved, and therefore it pushed a lot of the things that I had been tracking down far on the list, making it difficult to keep track of them even with the search function. So there are going to be some things that I may not be able to verify at this moment just because of what they did on the forums this week. Normally, I do not have that much of a problem tracking things, but with them redoing the forums, it's made it pretty much a nightmare to follow all the things that I wanted to follow. So I apologize if I do miss a couple things here or there. I'll try to be as complete as possible, but I don't foresee this taking that long to do. There are a few maps that have been reported that are causing issues. One is a desert map, and there was another one that was mentioned where they're spawning in different locations. It is multiple maps though, and it is dependent upon what formation you have it sat at. I know I've had problems with formation, I believe 6 has been a problem, and I believe 5 is also a problem. And in some maps, they will actually spawn behind rocks. So it can make things very difficult, and you want to be careful, especially in the desert map, because they have those big cliffs. So you know how cavalry like to fall off those cliffs. There is a mix-up that is going on right now with the Lords Need Horses and the Art of the Trade quest being reversed. So be careful when you take either of those two quests that you make sure it is the right quest to do. So check the text on it, and then also make sure you go ahead and you check your quest list to make sure that it is giving you the right quest. Because you do not want to take all the time in the world to do that. And if you go ahead and take an Art of the Trade quest and you say that you'll go ahead and get the profit for it, that sometimes could take a long time to do. So be extremely careful when watching out for Art of the Trade or Lords Need Horses. The exploit that has been talked about, I don't know if it's just castles or if it's also in towns, with the dungeon, in which you can take prisoners, put them in, take them out, you know, all kinds of that jazz. That is being looked into right now. I do not see as it being ready for a hotfix yet, but that exploit, they know about it, and it's going to be fixed. So just be aware of that. It could be as far as the next hotfix. So it's coming. One huge issue with the kingdoms when you make your own is going to war with multiple nations. Now, obviously, when you go to war with a bunch of people, then you obviously would like to peace out. However, the problem that you have is when you attempt to peace out, your nobles can be against you. And if they're against you, it can cost a lot of influence to go ahead and override their kingdom decision. And part of that is still going on right now. So be aware that they do know about it. Unfortunately, there is no current hotfix in the foreseeable future. So just be aware that they do know about it, but it's still going on. The Deliver the Herd quest, as I am still aware of, is happening. And what it is if you get a Deliver the Herd quest, and let's say that they want you to go ahead and deliver 10 step horses, if you have a lame version of that horse, it will not allow you to complete the quest. You have to get rid of that lame version of it before it allows you to. And that is only the lame version of the one that you're delivering. So if it's a Siri War Horses and you have a lame step horse, you can still complete it. So if you're unable to complete a Deliver the Herd quest, just double check and see if you have a lame version of that horse. With the last update, they did go ahead and they did redo some perks that had been out of date. And of course, they did go through with engineering. But there are still some that are not implemented. As you can see, Efficient Campaigner still has a non-implemented perk. So there are still some perks that do need to be worked on. And hopefully we'll get those in the next main branch, which I'm going to assume is still going to be 1.5.8. I do not think we are looking at 1.6 in this next update. They did redo the engineering, which I did run through in a separate video. So all we have left right now is Charm, which I could see them probably doing in the next, probably 1.5.8. And then the complete rework of Smithing, which that, from what I hear, is still not on the radar. We just have no idea when that is coming yet. And I would almost think that would probably be in a development update video, that they're going to put that in before they would actually implement it. For the most part, 1.5.7 is what I'm going to call a gamble. And the reason why I say that is because there are some people that do not have hardly any problems with it, and there are some people that it is just a complete nightmare. The only thing I can contribute that to is that there is something dealt with in the hardware or software of the user that is actually playing the game. Because I will look at the crashes and I'll look at their system specs, and I'll notice a lot of people's system specs, they don't look like mine. And I don't have that problem. And I do want to give a big shout out to Dev Babyboy123, that's BEYBI123, who was really instrumental in getting the child education system bug fixed. I have a video in which it was a disabled game and it kept popping up and you'd hear the baby sound. And it would come up every 15 seconds and I had 84 notifications sitting here. So I put that on the forums. I was contacted immediately. I couldn't get back to them right away. I asked if they wanted to save game, and before I knew it, I found out the problem. It's already in the hotfix, and in the hotfix it wasn't mentioned, but it was fixed. So I didn't have a problem with that. So I did want to give him or her a shout out for an incredibly quick fix on that. But as far as 1.5.7 is concerned, there's not a whole lot out there in which it is really critical in the game. Now, there are still some reports of certain things going on. Namely, when it comes to, as you can see right here, this is getting sieged. There's been reports of Sonova still showing it, or little crashes or bugs here or there. But really, you have to be in that real low percentage where it's really affecting you. And look at those graphics, how terrible that looks. Wow. Boy, that looks terrible. I just don't know what to say about it. I've done my best to try to replicate things, and I haven't been able to. And it is really hit or miss. So if you are willing to take a gamble that you're not going to experience major crashing, then you could go ahead and upgrade to it. Because there really isn't that much wrong. And I haven't had a crash besides the Bandit crash, which that was just because I had Smith weapons on me. And that's already been fixed. So I have not had a crash. So if you want to gamble that you're not going to experience those crashes, you can upgrade to it. As I will always tell people that do want to upgrade and then possibly go backwards, always go inside of your Bannerlord and copy your save file directory. That way, if you upgrade to 1.5.7 and you want to go back to 1.5.6 and your save file gets corrupted because of it, you have a backup of it. If you don't want to gamble, then you could wait a little bit longer to see if they can work out a couple more crashes. But it really is right now in your court. If you feel like you want to take that risk, take that risk. If you don't feel like you don't want to, don't. I don't want to give it my full endorsement because there are still a lot of crash issues being reported, and I don't want you to be one of those people that experience that on my recommendation. So for right now, I'm going to tell you if you want to gamble on it, that's fine. So it's completely up to you. As I just want to reemphasize, copy that save file directory in case you need to go ahead and put that back in there if you do upgrade. Besides that, we still don't have much going on. I do expect another hotfix next week. I would say early to mid next week. And I think we are looking on the horizons of 1.5.8. I think we're still probably about 3 weeks away from that. But I would say early to mid February is when we're probably going to look at 1.5.8. So, besides that, that's about all I have for you. Hopefully, I kept this short enough for you. You can get to your weekend, enjoy it. Until next week, take care, and thanks for watching.